Hello and welcome. My name is Anthony, and this is my new Anthony Scouts channel where I will be talking all things football. Glad to be here, glad to be doing this. This has been a long time coming. This has been um, um something I've been doing brewing up for a while now. Um, Something that I should have started a couple of years ago, to be honest, or even a year ago. But as everything as happens to all of us, life got in the way. But yeah, I'm so happy to be doing this. So glad to be finally being intentional about doing this. Yeah, this is my new Anthony Scouts channel. This is my project, my brand, Anthony Scouts, where I, I've been doing all things football, analyzing, writing articles about up and coming talents in and around Europe. I've been discussing all things tactics, players, football managers, matches, all sorts. But yeah, it's time to. I thought it was time to be doing it in podcast or video form, and here I am. Glad to be starting this. Glad to be doing this. Finally, as I said before, this is something that's been on my mind to do. I've been encouraged. I've been pushed by those around me to start it, and here I am. So yeah, this is a passion of mine. To be podcasting. I know a lot of people are doing it. So this is nothing new to anyone, but to see my face on a podcast is has been a long time coming. I've done a few podcast projects here and there over the past 4 years, but it hasn't really got off the ground or hasn't been consistent as I wanted it to be. So this is something that I'm starting. This is something that I want to be intentional about. This is something that I want to be doing consistently, even if I'm just chatting rubbish. I want to express myself. So here I am, Anthony Scouts. This is the first episode where I will be discussing. Um, um, yeah, this video podcast. I will be discussing all things football, from transfers, from the big talking points in the top five leagues in Europe: Premier League, La Liga, German Bundesliga, Serie A, Liga, or even Sky Bet Championship, even the Champions League, or even the Europa League. Any big matches that have happened, any big talking points that I need to raise, that I feel I need to vent, I feel I need to rant or just express myself. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking me, what is Anthony Scouts? Why are you doing this? Basically, why I'm doing this is, first and foremost, is a passion of mine. Football is something I live and breathe. It's part of my identity. Um, um, and I talk about it. I I watch it. I debate it. I write about it. Yeah, as I forgot to mention, I'm a football journalist and a football writer. But this podcast is something that I wanted to do just as another branch, or another venture in my career, or just something to do on the side, wherever whatever God wants it to be. Or if He wants to launch off the ground and be a big thing, then who knows? But that's not the target. The main target for me is just to express myself, man. Because as some of you may follow me on socials. I talk on there a lot. I talk a lot of rubbish, but it's useful rubbish. And yeah, I felt it wasn't enough for me to put my views and viewpoints out there, so I might as well do it in video form. Might as well do it in podcast form, and here I am. This is Liftoff. This is me starting the project. This is me being intentional. But yeah, I haven't been doing podcasting for a long time, so bear with me if there's any um, um, you know, nervousness, or things here and there that need to be clarified upon. I believe that as I continue to do episodes and episodes, things will be more clear. Things will be more structured or anything like that, or yes, something like that. But yeah, I'm glad to be doing this. Glad to be here. This is yeah. I'm feeling good about this. To be honest, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. It doesn't need to be anything big. It's just me to talk and rant and vent. As some of you may know, or if those of you don't know me, I support Manchester United, so I'm always gonna have cause to vent. I'm always gonna have cause to rant. So yeah, I don't want to do it. You won't see my expressions. You won't see my feelings on socials. Tweeting it and writing on Insta and all that stuff. You see it on my face. So I wanted to put a face to my brand, a face to the Anthony Scouts. Who is Anthony? But yeah, about me, I'm 29. As I said before, I'm a football journalist. I'm a football writer. So something I've been intentionally doing for 2 years now, since I graduated from my sports journalism course and NCTJ exams at the University of Brighton. And to be honest, I've done podcasting before, but yeah, and even during the course. But yeah, this is something that I want to launch and then make it consistent. So this is something I want to be doing consistently. But yeah, as God wills it, of course. And yeah, so yeah, as you may have noticed in what I've been saying, I'm a Christian, a regular churchgoer. I'm also a youth leader, youth minister. I'm also a mentor as well. So you're going to hear a lot of grace in my speech, a lot of progressive talk. But yeah, um, this is something that I want to do. I want to be partaking in. Even when I stopped doing the podcast and projects that I did earlier on, it was a bit sour. I was a bit unhappy about it. But yeah, this is I really want to be doing this again. So here I am. This is me. And yeah, I'll be discussing all things football. I'll be discussing, as I said before, the top five European leagues, all the big talking points, all the big moves, transfers, all of that stuff. So yeah, glad to be getting this off the ground. Glad to be here, and yeah, let's get this thing started. So first and foremost, I know we're 2 games into the season, to the Premier League season. But yeah, as we all know, the transfer window will be closing soon. Yeah, I just wanted to, you know, get my thoughts on out there on what I've been most impressed about, what I've been seeing and have caught my eye. But yeah, so the Premier League the Premier League club that I've been impressed by most of their transfer business this summer, I've got to say, is Brighton and Hove Albion, a club just down the road for me. I reside in Croydon, but yeah, Brighton, yeah, they've had the most impressive business, I feel. Well, not well, it is subjective opinion, to be honest. So it is so, but for me, I think Brighton have been the most impressive with their business. Bringing in players like Jorginho Rutter from Leeds, bringing in Yankuba Mente from Newcastle, bringing in Matt Wafer from Feyenoord, Matt O'Reilly from Celtic, Omari Hutchinson signing on a permanent deal after his long stint last season. Oh, sorry, not Omari Hudson. Sorry, big mistake now. He was on my head for some reason. Not Omari Hudson. What's his name? Sorry, Ferdy Kadioglu. That's it. That's who I should have mentioned. From Fenerbahce. Yeah, I feel some of their business have been impressive, and the way they've started this season, with their new manager Fabian Hertzler, I think they're going to be the team to watch again, like they were under Graham Potter, like they were under Roberto De Zerbi, and like they will be again under Fabian Hertzler, a top young coach to keep your eye on. Yeah, he's only in his 30s, but as we've seen over the past few the first couple games, he's tactically impressive. He's progressive. He's an innovative manager, innovative coach. The way he structures his team, the way he's changed the Brighton setup to a 3-4-3 now. They're more structured in their possession game, in their positional game as well. They can go direct if they want to. They can, but the foundations is building from the back. But yeah, the signings they've made have been mightily impressive. Yankuba Minte, who someone I feel Newcastle should really have kept, even despite their PSR struggles earlier on in the transfer window. I felt Newcastle need an upgrade at right wing. Minte was perfect. He's young. He's lightning quick. He's someone that could have been a reference point for their attack for the next 5-10 years. But the fact that he's going to Brighton, I think, is a bit of a blow. It'll be a bit of a blow for Eddie Howe, because with so little time with the window left, I don't would they have the time to make the right wing signing that they need? I feel Almiron and Jacob Murphy can really be improved upon. If they want to complement Isak and Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes, well, they need an outlet, a game-changing outlet on the right-hand side, and Minte could have been that for them. But their loss is Brighton's gain, and Brighton have signed a gem that could dominate, that could potentially dominate for years to come, with more coaching, with more development, more maturity in his game. But right now, for what I've seen so far, even the terrific season he had last year at Feyenoord, when he was on loan from Newcastle, he could be morphed into a proper asset for Brighton, and who knows, he may not even be there for the next 2 years. He could make a bigger move, or even Newcastle could buy him back, if they wanted to. But yeah, top young player he is. Another player, Ferdy Kadioglu, someone that I looked at personally, as I was, when you want particular signings for your club, you always try and identify perfect solutions. Ferdy Kadioglu was someone I looked at as our left back cover at United. With Luke Shaw and Melash's injuries, he was someone I looked at even if we didn't get Mazraoui from Bayern Munich. Kadioglu is perfect player. I think, in my opinion, one of the best and most rounded young fullbacks in Europe, in my opinion. If you saw the Euros where he performed with Turkey, I thought he was brilliant. The way he, transformed the whole setup for Turkey. Even though he was a right foot playing on the left hand side, he was pretty comfortable there, very comfortable, in fact. Perfect with the ball. Lovely change of speed, the way he operates in tight spaces, the way he can receive with his back to goal, his angle bias, the way he picks up the ball and always looks forward, always wants to progress the ball. He's a terrific runner. He's agile, he's athletic, he's physical, even for his short stature. Someone that can really transform Brighton in terms of, because they needed a left back with Pervis Estupiñán's injury record over the past year or so. So Ferdy Kadioglu can easily come in and take that spot and make it his own. So yeah, he's a perfect signer for Brighton. Jorginho Rutter, or Jorginho Rutter, however you want to pronounce it. Excellent player. To be honest, for me, he's fake. The way he runs with the ball, the way he dribbles past players like they're not even there. The way he may have 4 players around him, he can still get out of that tight spot. His dribbling is incredible. But also the way when he gets into the final third, the decision he makes, especially for a player who divided opinion when he came, divided opinion in his first season. He wasn't really catching the eye, but he's, the way he grew under Daniel Farke last season, recording 15 or 16 assists in the Championship. Fantastic player. Someone who I thought, this is a Premier League player. This is a Premier League level player. This is someone that can make an impact every single week for Brighton. And even Matt O'Reilly, fantastic player from Celtic. bought from Celtic. He was the, in my opinion, I watched a lot of Scottish Premiership last season, covering Rangers. Um, um, Matt O'Reilly was someone that I looked at as arguably the best player in the Scottish Premiership, in my opinion. Fantastic season last year. I think we recorded 13 goals, 18 assists, or something like that in 37 games. Terrific player. But the thing is, my only thing is with Brighton is, in Fabian Hersler's system, where would these guys fit in? We will, because Rutter's a more central player. So he's not someone that you put in the wide areas. You need more for him, so you need him in the 10. How would he fit in Hersler's 3-4-3? Even Matt O'Reilly, you want him in the, you want him in the final third. You want him in the half spaces. You want him crashing the box. How will he do that in a midfield 2 that's supposed to sit and patrol in the system? Whether Hersler will go more expansive and give Matt O'Reilly the one of the central slots, who knows? But would that take away his effect, with his impact and what he's good at in terms of crashing into the box and impacting the final third, getting in the half spaces, threading through balls and interchanging, combining with his attackers? It's a good dilemma for Hersler to have. It's a good headache, in fact, to be honest. But yeah, I think Brighton are cooking up a really great team right now. I think Hersler's got Danny Welbeck. I think this could be one of this could be the season Danny Welbeck stays fit for most of it and scores goals. Then of course they got Matoma, they got Enciso, they got so many Minter, of course. They've got what's his name? Mats Wafer, another brilliant signing. The number six that I looked at as a long-term solution for United. Fantastic player, can dictate games, patrol space. He's like a poor man's Rodri, if I put it bluntly. But he's much better. He's much better than what that term may how would I put it, may give off, what I mean? So he's a top player, someone I looked at for United, someone I feel that can transform Brighton in possession and out of possession. Again, for me, as what I want my 6 to do is what Rodri does, or what a Declan Rice does, or even someone that can pick up the ball in tight areas, can pick up the ball with his back, facing the goal he's shooting at, distribute the play, keep things ticking over. When teams are building from the back, someone that can, grab it, and grab the ball and demand it and progress it. You know what I mean? Someone that can turn out of tight spaces, turn away from evade pressure, and distribute the ball. That's who Mats Wafer is. And he's a top outlet for Brighton, especially in their system where they are tasked in building from the back. But yeah, for me, and another one of their signings, I've just remembered it now, Brian Gruder, signed from Hoffenheim. No, not Hoffenheim. From Mainz. From Mainz in the German Bundesliga. Fantastic young winger. I think one of the best young attacking outlets in Germany, and someone who Nagelsmann will look at as someone to build Germany into a new era. And Gruder will be one of the focal points in that. Fantastic player with a wonderful left foot, can create, can score goals. Give him space outside the box to shoot. Just know it's going on target. He's that left foot of his is a weapon. But yeah, he's a right winger that not necessarily stays on the touchline, but someone that can cut in, someone that operates, comes into the half spaces and creates. And he's a different player to Minter in that whenever he's in the final third, he wants to be in those half spaces. He wants to create things. He wants to give those through balls, to give those chip balls into the back post. That's who Brian Gruder is. Apart from Minter, and aside from Minter, who goals you in on the touchline, providing width to for Brighton, but making the game stretched, stretching the defenses, and then taking on his defenders, combining with the fullback. So yeah, Brighton have a lovely mix on in their wide threat. I think they're in for a good season. As we saw against United, very impressive. You know, the way they adapted to United's press, the way they went on and when you would expect a United to go and grab the 3 points at the end, it was Brighton the one that was pushing for it. So yeah, they're very very impressive team. Another team I've been impressed by this summer, is Ipswich. And that's what I had Amari Hutchinson in my head a few minutes ago. They've had a brilliant window. I feel my bold prediction for the Premier League this season, I think Ipswich will stay up. Big prediction, but we'll see how it goes. I'm a massive fan of Kieran McKenna. United were interested in him as a potential replacement for Ten Hag, and he's someone that I wouldn't have minded at all. Someone I would have wanted. With Ineos wanting to build a new structure, Ineos wanted to build a new whole setup at Old Trafford. He was a manager that I thought, let's go into a new era. Let's build young. Kieran McKenna was someone that I fancied very well. As we know, he was a coach at United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer during his tenure there, and he made a big impression. So he was someone I looked at. But yeah, his business this summer has been mightily impressive. Bringing in, of course, Amari Hutchinson, who I had in my head initially. Who else? Yeah, there's Ben Johnson from West Ham, who I feel didn't have enough games at West Ham to fully show how good he was, because he apparently he's one of their best prospects when he came through. He'll be a good signing if they can get him regular game time. Jacob Greaves, centre back from Hull City, left-footed centre back. You know how unique left-footed centre backs are these days, especially with managers adopting a possession-based style, progressive, building from the back. Jacob Greaves is perfect for McKenna's system. They've also brought in Liam Delap, young striker from Man City. Top future this kid has, again, someone that needs game time, someone that needs an environment where he can grow and make mistakes, but then turn into proper goal scorer. Because he as you saw against Liverpool in the opening day, he's got a lot of attributes that are really impressive. He holds up the ball, he runs the channels, gets in defenders' faces when pressing. He's aggressive. He's strong build, good stature, good shoulders on good head on his shoulders as well. So yeah, he's a good player. Who else did they brought in? Sammy Smodics, championship scorer last season with 28 goals. Fantastic signing. Scored against City on Saturday. But yeah, he if you want to stay up in this league, you need to be scoring goals. And I think Ipswich, out of all the promoted teams, I think they will get the most goals. Who knows? But yeah, Sammy Smodics is a good addition. Calvin Phillips, top player. Even despite the discourse around him right now, with the year or two he's had, struggling to get into teams, struggling to make an impact at City. But even before he joined City, he's one of the top sixes in the country. And if McKenna can get him back to those levels again, why not? Why not him getting back to that level again, where he was in the conversation with Declan Rice as one of the best defensive midfielders in the country. And yeah, he's very very good player. And I feel the right environment under McKenna to get back to those levels again. Another signing they've made is Jack Clark from Sunderland. Fantastic player. I watched a lot of Championship over the past couple of seasons. He's been the standout winger, one of these standout wingers. Fantastic talent. creates things out of nothing, create chances out of nothing. Excellent 1v1 threat. Hella creative. Always. Whenever he has got the ball on the wings, always looking up. Who can he pass to? Who can I find? Who can I look to give my chance my team the best chance of scoring? Top winger. He used to play for. We know he used to play for Leeds and Tottenham, but he never really got his career off the ground. But the move to Sunderland really helped. And now hopefully, this move at Ipswich can be his stepping stone, his move that really propels him to becoming the winger that he's primed to become. Brilliant player, brilliant signing for Ipswich. But yeah, it's a lot of great, good notable signings made by teams this year, or teams this summer. As I'm speaking now, Liverpool have agreed to deal with Juventus to sign Federico Chiesa from as an alternative to Marcelo. Yeah, he's had his injuries. He's struggled a bit to get back to the levels where he was before his knee injury, and of course it's always tough for a footballer coming back from a knee injury like his. Can they get back to those levels again? Can they reach the top class levels that they reached before? But if one player I believe can get back to those levels and move past those injuries, it's Federico Chiesa. He just needs the right environment. For me, it's always about the right environment. If a player can get himself the right environment, even after past struggles, and get the confidence of the coach and the players around him, and the tactical conditions to build again, then why not? Chiesa can be a good alternative to Salah. And Liverpool have really good depth now. Even a few weeks ago, when people say, "Oh, Liverpool haven't got any signings," what does that mean for Arne Slot? How would he get this team to move past the Klopp era, to move past the Klopp shadow? And people say, "Oh, they need signings to do that." No, not really. It was understandable. That FSG and Michael Edwards and Slot didn't make any signings so soon. Slot needed time to build his squad, needs time to assess what he has at his disposal and feel, okay, what do I need? He's gone and got Alisson replacement in Mamadashvili from Valencia. Brilliant keeper. If you watch the Euros and saw Georgia, Mamadashvili was their stand-up player. Fantastic between the sticks, a real presence, a real towering goalkeeper who fantastic shot stopping. The one thing he needs to improve on is his ability on the ball, but he's got the mentality to do that. And he will have the right coaching staff at Liverpool to improve that. So he'll be, in my opinion, he's a brilliant Alisson replacement. And then Chiesa. I know a lot of fans are clamoring for a number 6. Martin Zubimendi was a fantastic get for Liverpool, but he ended up staying at Sociedad. It's always tough trying to get players out of Bilbao and Sociedad. The way their ties to the community, their ties to those clubs. Even though Zubimendi would have been a world class get for Liverpool, I don't think they would have been worried too much about the missing out on him. And even fans are complaining, "Oh, why don't they have an alternative in place?" Not really. If you don't want to make signings for the sake of it, if there is no viable alternative out there, don't force it. Try and create solutions. The best coaches are ones who make the best use of what they've got. Arne Slot will do that at Liverpool, and he's okay. Yes, Gravenberch has only had 2 games, in the 6, when bigger tests are to come, especially with United on the horizon on Sunday. Better tests are to come, but from what he's shown so far, he's got the tools in his locker to thrive in the role. He can get the ball in under pressure, distribute it, get out of pressure, evade pressure with his excellent flexible movement. His deception, body deception, get progress the play. Excellent young player. Gravenberch is, and I feel we can, Liverpool fans really see his true qualities. The one the Liverpool fans will see why they bought him from Bayern Munich in the first place, in the number 6 role. But for me, he's more of a number 8, but he can perform the number 6. And again, coaching, environment, conditions. Provide player with those 3 tools, that you'll always get the most out of them. So that's how I feel. I don't think Slot will be too worried too much. He hasn't got the 6, and then he got Endo as backup. Endo, yeah, he's in the latter years of his career. Well, not latter years, but he's 31, I think, is Endo 31. He's got experience. He's a good alternative to have, and he's a quality player as well. 31. He's a great player. To utilize alternatively. Or even if Gravenberch needs rest, you can play Endo. Endo's a workhorse. The guy's got 3 lungs. To be honest, the guy can run and run for 100 plus minutes. So yeah, I think Liverpool didn't really need to force it in there. When a good option comes in the window in future, go for it. But if there's no one available, don't force it. You know what I mean? So it's a good signing for Liverpool. Good science on Liverpool. Good planning. You don't need to force it. We've seen that a lot, especially with my club, United. The way we force signings, the way we force the big name signings, pamper to the fans' demands and signing players that have no business being at Old Trafford. Or no business, trying to improve the team, only there because of the fans' demands, and because of the merchandise and the money. You know what I mean? You don't make signs for the sake of it. If you want to be a top team, challenger for trophies, the best. Don't make signings just for the sake of it. You build a strategy, even if it takes time, even if there's going to be problems trying to build that strategy. As long as the strategy is there, as long as the philosophy is there, that's what Liverpool are doing with Arne Slot. Even though 2 games is only a small sample size, still it's looking promising. But yeah, so as I said, a lot of teams have made some impressive business. Tottenham, fantastic business they've done so far. As I said before, Archie Gray, look out for him. If you go on my website, anthonyscouts.co.uk, I did a piece on Archie Gray a few months ago. Talked about his abilities, his career trajectory, and where I feel he can go in the next few years. Fantastic player. Even filled in at right back for most of last season for Daniel Farke at Leeds. He's versatile. For a player's age, tactical understanding is brilliant, through the roof. So yeah, someone that Postecoglou can mold into a real top player. The talents that England are building these days, mightily impressive. Archie Gray is one of them. Fantastic player. Can play in a 6, can play as an 8, even filling at number 10 if he wants to. A right back. He's got the mental attributes. He's technically gifted. Again, as we all want some of our young talents and midfielders, being able to play when pressed, being able to operate, being able to evade the pressure, being able to distribute the ball, being able to be progressive. Archie Gray's got all that. Alongside that, he's physical. He may look skinny and scrawny when you see him up close, but he's a physical player. He's energetic, aggressive. and he's got a strong head on his shoulders. Fantastic young player. Lucas Bergvall as well, as we saw against Leicester. In Tottenham's opening game when he came on 15-minute cameo. Fantastic cameo. He made the mistake that nearly led to a goal, but what he offered in terms of on the ball, he's slight body feints, getting out of pressure, progressing the play, combinations with his teammates. Fantastic young player again, lovely young player. And then the Solanke signing from Bournemouth, another brilliant player, Dominic Solanke, fantastic. I know there's been questions of can Solanke translate his levels at Bournemouth onto the bigger stages, and for me he can. Again, conditions and environments. Postecoglou's got that, and Solanke will thrive. Yes, he missed a few chances against Leicester, but you only be concerned about your striker when they're not having chances, and as Solanke, develops at Tottenham, as he finds his feet at Tottenham, he'll get there. He'll score those goals. Those chances will be finished. Like he did 19 Premier League goals last season. That is no fluke. 19 at a mid-table club, he scored 19 goals. Imagine with better quality around him, and he will do that. And another top young signer for Tottenham, and then also Wilson Odobert from Burnley. Oof. I was massively surprised when they brought him in. It was a news that came out of nothing, but an outlet that Tottenham need, especially with they got Son, they got Brennan Johnson, they got Dejan Kulusevski, but they still needed a bit of injection of unpredictability in their wide options, and Odobert provides that. He's a fantastic young player again with Burnley. He's got all the attributes needed to be a top winger. He's an excellent 1v1 threat. His movement off ball is brilliant. He's got a brilliant ball striking as well. Scored a few good goals for Burnley last season under Vincent Kompany. And again, as I said before, conditions and environments. That's what you look for when you analyze a player. When you want to see whether a player can thrive in a particular club, you look at the conditions. You look at the environment of the club he's at, the coaching style. Does that fit him? Does that fit his attributes? Those conditions and coaching, can that making the player that he's primed to become? And at Tottenham, their business this summer has been fantastic. Building a young squad under a coach that is progressive, under a coach that where young players would love to play under Postecoglou because he's front-footed, he's brave, he's bold. And as you saw last season with Tottenham, we may have thought some of their football last season was mad, crazy, but you got to love that. He's bold, he's brave. He's progressive. He's enthusiastic. His football's it's exciting to watch. And players like Odobert, Bergvall, Archie Gray, perfect environment for them. To make mistakes, to grow, to develop. And that's what you want for your young players at the end of the day. But yeah, Tottenham had an excellent window as well. I think United, my club, I've been impressed with their window. Not just buying players, but now we're selling players as well now. Losing McTominay is going to be difficult, especially with the goals he scored for us last season. Got 10 goals, but and especially his professionalism, his character, his mentality, his leadership. He was a captain for a while, not a while, but a stint a few years ago. So he's going to be a big loss to the team. Going over to Napoli, and Napoli is a good move for him. I played under Antonio Conte. I think that's a top pickup from Napoli. Playing under Conte, Conte loves his midfield. Some of the midfielders to get goals, and McTominay will score goals. As you've shown countless times at United, excellent ball striking he has. He may not have been the technically gifted player that to move United to the next level. But he's someone that I feel, put him in a club like Napoli under a manager like Conte, and he will thrive. But yeah, we're selling well. We sold, of course, we sold Mason Greenwood for €30, 30 million euros. We just sold Hannibal. He was on the last year of his contract for 9 million in total, 5 million plus 4.5 million add-ons or something like that. That's a good sell, especially with not featuring much in Ten Hag's system, and him in his last contract. Willie Cambuala, the young defender that we had, we sold him for a decent fee as well, and we've also got a buyback clause. So if he thrives at Villarreal, why not bring him back for But of course, again, it's the players' development that's important. We saw them well, but yeah, our transfers, our buys have been impressive. Lenny Yoro, Joshua Zirkzee, again, two of the best young talents in Europe. Who else? Mateus de Ligt, and Nazir Mazraoui, fantastic signings. Players who have won titles, who've got experience at the top level. Fantastic additions. Yeah, people can say, again, they're two Ten Hag signings. They're two players that have played for under Ten Hag again. Yeah, you can argue that, but it's a signing with intention. It's a signing with a purpose. Two upgrades on what we already had. Mazraoui's an upgrade on Wan-Bissaka. De Ligt is he's an upgrade on Varane. Because Varane's injury prone. So yeah, two signings we desperately needed. And Manuel Ugarte, who's about to come in now. Although he wasn't the number 6 that I wanted. But for what we need, especially from those two games at Brighton and Fulham, where our midfield again, overran and dominated at times. We're at the phase in Ten Hag's 10 years manager where we need to control games more. We need to come out on top in midfield battles. We need to be more physical, be more aggressive. Be confident that we can win our individual draws, and Ugarte helps us massively. Fantastic defensive coverage. He's in the counter press. He's dominant. He gets himself about. He's excellent. Eats up ground. He's fast. He's tenacious, and that's what we need to win those duels, to get the better of top teams again, to get the better of even the small teams, being more dominant in for what 80 minutes out of 90. You know what I mean? That's what we need to get the next level on the Ten Hag. We need to stop being a 40-minute team. Start being an 80-minute team. We're not going to get up to City and Arsenal who can dominate for 85 minutes, 90 minutes. You know what I mean? We need to be dominating most of our games again to get to that next level, and Ugarte can help us do that. Although we still need a number 6 that can control, can dictate, can patrol, can just sit in front of the defense and dictate games. That's what I feel we need. Replacing Casemiro, usurping him long term. Again, like with Liverpool, there's no viable candidates available. Zubimendi was available for a time, but again, he ended up staying. He would have been a top addition. To be honest, there's a lot of addition. There's a lot of potential names out there. Anton Stack, he's a underrated, or even probably unknown. Most fans won't even know about him. Anton Stack from Hoffenheim. He's an underrated Germany midfielder. Fantastic number 6. Can do what you want your number 6 to do. He can do. He can patrol. He can sit. He can control the game, dictate games. He's progressive. He can play under pressure, and he could be available for a relatively low fee, like 15 million. So someone that those hidden gem signings, I feel Ineos need to be doing more of. Not need to be. They have been doing some impressive business, but to really improve Ten Hag's team. You don't need the big names. You don't need the names that fans know of. Just get those hidden gems. Um, you know. But yeah, the work they've been doing so far has been mightily impressive. Ineos. A huge far cry from what we had before with Glazers and Woodward, and the nonsensical business, the lack of direction, the lack of planning, just signing players for money, for merchandise, for sales and all that stuff. That's gone out the window, and I'm glad. And Ineos have come in and changed the whole setup from the inside out. We're a different club in terms of behind the scenes operations. Dan Ashworth, Dave Brailsford, Jason Wilcox, and Christopher Vivel, the technical director. Fantastic business they've done. Even the young signings that we've made already. What's his name? Chido Obi from Arsenal. I thought he was gonna stay at Arsenal. I really thought he was gonna stay, but the fact that we've got him, I'm over the moon. To be honest, excellent young player. I think he's when I watch him play, when I've seen those little clips of him, he reminds me of Osherman, where he, long strides, running past players with ease, holding up the ball. Osherman does when he jumps so high up in the air just to win a ball. I think that's what Obi is, and get him running onto through balls on the last line of defenses. And he's an excellent finisher as well, clinical. No, another signing we've another young signing we've picked up is it Sekou Kone. Sekou Kone, a young Mali football, 18 years old, fantastic player. If he was a few years older, he would be our number 6 addition. And number 6, Casemiro, you can usurp Casemiro right now if he was a few years older. Fantastic player. Can receive his back to go, play under pressure, do all the things that number 6. He's a physical specimen. He's aggressive, tenacious. The way he runs into challenges, with intention and with aggression, but with intention. You know what I mean? Fantastic young player. Another exciting young pickup from Ineos. If we can do more of those deals, we'll be a proper football club, proper football club again. I can remember when Ferguson, all used to. When we bought Anderson, we bought Park Ji-sung, we bought it was Owen Hargreaves, these guys that people didn't know of, but made a telling Nani. Those guys you didn't know, they made a telling impact. When they came on the pitch, you knew what they could bring. You knew how they could fit in the team. And I see Ineos, making those signings again. That's it's really promising. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see how Ten Hag improves on last season, because it was a mess. It was a mess last season. The way we pressed, and then the back line was sitting deep. So much space in the middle, so much space for teams to run at us, for teams to exploit. First 2 games we've seen some improvement. The Brighton game, we pressed well. Everyone joining, fullbacks joining in the press. We're aggressive. Mason Mount and Fernandez, being the focal point in the press. So it's just that final, the final balls that we had, the final opportunities, the chances that we had to cause Brighton problems. We just didn't have that. We needed a focal point up front. Højlund's a massive miss right now. It's a shame that he's injured for the next a month or so. And Lenny Yoro, of course, someone that could have added a bit of bite to our defense, but Lenny Yoro is not really of a miss because we've got Maguire and De Ligt available. But we're up front. Yeah, Højlund's a massive miss. I do feel Xerxes should start against Liverpool at the weekend. We do need a focal point, and Xerxes can press as well. He's got that in him. Um, but yeah, other than that, we made some excellent business this summer. But yeah, some terrific business from teams in the Premier League. Um, Arsenal picking up Mikel Marino, another player I like, another player I'm a huge fan of. Um, he's the number 8 that they need. He's basically Granit Xhaka with a more well-rounded skill set. Um, he's an excellent pickup and one Mikel. That is a Mikel Arteta signing. Mikel Marino is not just a project signing. He's a Mikel Arteta. I feel Arteta went to his recruitment staff and the board and said, yes, get me Marino. That is a Mikel Arteta signing. Fantastic player. Um, and people may say, but he can't even get in the Spain team. The Spain team is so good, and Mikel Marino is quality. So, he could add a lot of quality to Arsenal's midfield. He can also play at 6 if needed. He could usurp Thomas Partey. Arsenal midfield right now could be Declan Rice, Marino on the left of midfield, Odegaard as the right number 8. Arsenal stacked in there, well stacked. But is he the signing that takes them past City? That's my concern, because I want Arsenal to win this league. I may sound crazy right now because I'm a United supporter, but I know United is not going to be up there. So if I don't want City to win the title and Arsenal the closest rivals, I want Arsenal to win. So, do again, I feel that they need that game breaking winger, that winger that can win points in their own, that winger that can seize the initiative, that can seize the game, that one piece of magic that can just change the whole narrative. That can get Arsenal points at Anfield. They can get Arsenal the 3 points at Anfield at the Etihad. Again, beating United at Old Trafford, or even at St James's Park where Arsenal struggled last season. Those players that can make those defining moments. That win. Again, to win titles, you don't need to play well. To win titles, you need to be ruthless. That's what Arsenal need. Arsenal need the ruthless attacker, someone that can back up Saka. That can complement. You got one of those in Trossard, but you need another one. You need another one as an alternative to Saka. Someone I felt who could have done that job well is Pedro Neto. Again, he's gone Chelsea. A striker that they can do with, that can provide just what they need to be ruthless. Victor Osimhen, he could be going Chelsea, as we're hearing right now. So crazy, crazy someone we've had already. But it does. My question is Arteta, is he confident that the squad he has can finally beat City to the title? That's what he needs to ask himself with so little time left in the window. Is there that salute? Is there those type of wingers out there right now available in the market? Not really. Which I, I don't know. I don't know whether Arteta will be annoyed about that. Maybe you just make do. But yeah, I do feel that type of attacking threat could be Arsenal's missing piece. Missing piece of the jigsaw to usurp the City. You definitely need it. You need a Haaland in there. You need a De Bruyne in there as a winger. Someone that can just win games on their own. Someone that can win games out of nothing. Saka can do that, but again, he needs rest. He will need rest at some point. So yeah, can Arsenal do that with? Who knows? You never know. We've seen stranger things, and on the when the windows end. So if Arsenal can do that, my confidence will be increasing them tenfold. But yeah, my predictions for the season. I want my predictions for the season are quite bold. Arsenal to win the league. like Gary Neville. I want Arsenal to win the league. That's my prediction. That's my bold prediction. That's against the grain. Everyone's saying City, but especially we've got this could be Guardiola's last season. But yeah, I don't want a fifth City title. That would knock me for six as a United fan. That would knock me for six, man. I want Arsenal to win the league. Anyone but City, please. But yeah, my prediction, top four prediction: Arsenal, City. I'm hoping United. The reason I say United, because I think if we can get that defensive structure fixed, a consistent back line, why not? Like Ten Hag's first season, you knew who the back four was going to be. Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw. You knew who the back four was going to be. Last season, you didn't know. We had Johnny Evans as our main defender, main centre back. Problems, you know what I mean? So if we can get a consistent back four for 30 games out of 38, I'll be happy. I'll be confident that we can even challenge Liverpool for third. But my prediction, Liverpool to get third, because I feel Arne Slot's team, Arne Slot will still have a good season in his first year. Not challenge City and Arsenal, but he will cause havoc to them. He will cause a bit of a stir. Could beat two of them. Who knows? Yeah, I think Liverpool finished third. United to scrape fourth. But it's going to be a tough, because Tottenham are in there. Villa, I could predict them to be in there again, but Champions League football on top of Premier League and domestic cups, difficult. Especially when you play your Champions League football for the first time. But if there's one manager who can get Villa over the line with the added pressure, with the added fixture list, it's Unai Emery. That guy can turn stone into water. Villa will be up there. Newcastle, as I said before, if they can get in Guehi and they can get in another right winger, they'll be brilliant. They'll be top challengers. Who else is in there? Brighton could be in there. I've mentioned their window. Fantastic window they've had. They could be in there. If Hertzler can get them firing on all cylinders quickly. I mean, they've won 2 of their 2 games, but if they can get past any teething issues quickly, if they can get past any knockbacks quickly, they could be top contenders or outside contenders. But yeah, it's this. The Premier League is as quality as it's ever been. You can't predict games anymore unless you're City and Arsenal. You can't predict games anymore. Or even, you saw what Ipswich did to City on the weekend. Although City came back firing, but Ipswich grab it. Teams. Your teams are. There's so much quality now. Ipswich, as I mentioned, Ipswich window. Quality players at their disposal, technical excellence in their team. Even Southampton have got some. Even Leicester City with Steve Cooper as the manager. What he did at Nottingham Forest, he's got experience in the Premier League. He knows what the Premier League's about. He knows how. They have a knowledge of how Arsenal and City was set up and all the top teams in Liverpool. But he has the experience now, and he give him the tools to do it. The Premier League is just so filled with so much quality, and it's great to see so much competitiveness. You can't say now that Liverpool will batter this team, or United will even United. United are struggling against small teams these days, but or Arsenal will batter that team, or because the quality is just gone up. So yeah, who knows? Another outside prediction: Palace could make Europe. Palace could finish in the top 10 under Oliver Glasner. Fantastic manager he is. And if they can, Guehi, if he leaves and they can get in some couple additions to compensate, and especially when they lost Anderson as well, Joachim Anderson to Fulham. if they can compensate for those losses and then recruit well, um, who knows what they might do. Get players that were injured throughout last season, get them back fit, and then in their best levels. Check the Kure, fantastic number 6, another 6 top teams to be looking at. But yeah, if they can get him back to his levels again, Crystal Palace are in for a good season. There's Brentford, there's West Ham, who've had a fantastic summer. Alongside Brighton, West Ham have had a brilliant summer. Signed Wan-Bissaka, Crescencio Somerville, who again another player I analyzed from my website, anthonyscouts.co.uk. Check it out. Crescencio Somerville was a player I analyzed this calendar year, actually, probably in February, March. I published the piece. Another top young signing for West Ham, fantastic player. Nicholas Füllkrug, Guido Rodriguez, and I'm hearing that Lopetegui wants a number 8, Carlos Soler, someone that can possibly usurp Thomas Soucek in the XI if they can get that 10 out of 10 window. West Ham, they'll be in with a shout for the top 6 even. If Lopetegui can make a quick impact there, but he'll be he'll be interesting development. It will be interesting talking point for the season. What kind of impact would Lopetegui have? How would he improve West Ham from David Moyes' era? Can he do better at West Ham than what he did at Wolves? Wolves were battling relegation when he was there, but he took them out comfortably. Can he take West Ham to within touching distance of the top 6? That's the question. But yeah, with the signings we've done, he's got already. Even Todibo, that's a brilliant signing. One of my he was a target for United, and someone I thought would be one of our a fantastic addition to our back line. But again, with the UEFA issues and United and OGC Nice having the same owners, we can't pick him up. We couldn't sign him, but West Ham signed him. I thought it was going to go to Juventus, but West Ham signed him, which goes to show again the quality of the Premier League. Players, when a Premier League comes for you, when a Premier League club comes for you, you can't turn it down. Todibo is a fine example of that. You turn to West Ham. You choose West Ham over Juventus. Wow. That's a massive coup for West Ham. Kilman, Maximilian Kilman from Wolves, fantastic player. One of the most underrated centre backs in the league. For me, fantastic player. Technically gifted, excellent on the ball, and just what Lopetegui wants, especially with Lopetegui managing him at Wolves when he was there. But yeah, Kilman knows Lopetegui, knows his demands, and that will help West Ham massively. But yeah, another team that's had an excellent window. Yeah, West Ham. Do I want to go into the mess at Chelsea? Chelsea, don't know what's going on there. Even right now, I don't know where to start. that's how much of a crazy window they've had. That's how much of a crazy summer they've had. The signings that they've picked up, pound for pound, individually, put them on paper, impressive. But what's the plan? How will Enzo Maresca incorporate them? Are the owners giving Enzo Maresca the right tools to build what he wants to create? And the way some of the players are being treated right now, Raheem Sterling, Trevor Chalobah, Um, um, these are players that could come, that could are first teamers. They're starting XI quality players. You know, the way they sold Conor Gallagher. You know, it's just a mess at Chelsea. You know, and then signing João Felix when you put him as a number 10. You put him but you have Cole Palmer, you have Nkunku, you have so much quality. Um, you know, yeah. I don't know what Chelsea are doing, but we'll see. We'll see how Enzo deals with it. Another team that had an excellent window, Aston Villa, impressive window, fantastic window. The signings they've picked up. Ian Matson, one of my favorite left backs to watch. What he did at Dortmund last season on loan, quality. Amadou Onana, another player, another number 6. I regret United not picking up. Wonderful player. I don't know what the discourse about around him at Everton was. That he didn't fit for Sean Dyche. Absolute nonsense. The guy can fit in at number 6 at any club, any club in the world. Put him in, and he'll be perfect. You know, he can do everything, and number 6 can do. Even if you're not a team that is heavily incorporating the possession game, put in Onana, he'll make an impact. He'll transform the team. You know, I don't know what Dyche's problem was with him, but you know, another strong pickup for Aston Villa. 50 million is worth it as well. The people saying that's a lot of money for quality players as Onana, with the potential he's got, with the stature and the build, and the impact he can make to your midfield, massively improving it. 50 million is worth it. Everton could have demanded more if they wanted to. I don't know why they didn't, to be honest. But yeah, first Villa have had an excellent window. I know losing Douglas Luiz was a big loss. But yeah, Ian Matson, Ross Barkley, great addition. People forgot about him when talking about Villa. You know, Ross Barkley, what he did at Luton last season. Wow. Fantastic pickup. What's it? Who else did the bring in? Jaden Philogene. Yes, another young player to watch out for. Another young player who get him on the ball against defenders. It's over, finished. What he did at Hull last season, brilliant. He left Aston Villa permanently, and then Aston Villa having a buyback clause, which was fantastic. Is a good decision. They brought him back after his terrific season last season, and then the thing is, he's exactly what Aston Villa need, because you got Leon Bailey. We've lost Moussa Diaby. You've got Morgan Rogers in there, but you need a winger that can, that is unpredictable. That is, that can add a bit of pizzazz to your attack. That can add a bit of flair. That is Jaden Philogene. He's a flary winger. Excellent player. Technically gifted. He knows where the goal is as well. He scored a hatful of goals at Hull last season. Can assist, can create as well. So he's another excellent. Re-signing them again. That's an excellent decision. Yeah, so fantastic window Villa have had. A lot of impressive business from teams this summer. But yes, a lot to discuss. There'll be a lot to discuss this season. A lot to go up on. Again, as I've said before, I will be discussing the championship, Sky Bet Championship, as it progresses. I'll be discussing the big leagues in Europe and the Champions League. But yeah, happy to have started this podcast. Happy to have discussed a little bit, and there will be more. There will be tactics. There will be me just ranting, me just venting on games that I've seen, or me just praising players. Even if it's just a 15-minute video, 15-minute segment podcast. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts heading into the last 48 hours of the window. Those are my thoughts heading into the rest of as we start the season properly. And yeah, thank you for listening. Please, if you want to support me, just like, subscribe, comment, and thank you once again for this. See you soon.